Hey, it's Josie Young with Affirmation Pod, your home for personal development. And today's affirmation is on forgiveness. It's on I forgive myself specifically. And it's a request that came through the Facebook group, which I thought fit perfectly with the core beliefs theme that we have for this month. By the way, if anybody wants to join the Facebook group, affirmationpod.com/Facebook will take you there. This episode won't be a repeat after me one like it was in I Am Significant, but it is one where I encourage you to reflect and think about how much the affirmations resonate with you and where you're at when it comes to self-forgiveness. It's an area that's pretty tough. It's muddy waters when it comes to reflection on forgiving yourself, because often our emotions are so charged around it. But of course, I know you're into personal growth, personal development, and healing, and that's why I encourage you to check in with yourself as you go through this affirmation and get a good idea of where you're at when it comes to these reflections. All right, let's get started. Taking a few deep breaths. Scanning your body, feeling how your body feels in this moment. Even as we approach the topic of self-forgiveness. Forgiveness. So often it's easier to forgive others than to even be open to forgiving myself. But it's time to look at forgiving myself. This kind of forgiveness takes work. It takes stretching myself. It takes putting myself in a whole new headspace. And there may be moments where I'd rather just be angry with myself. I'd rather just hold on to the grudge and punish myself. But choosing to love myself means choosing not to hurt myself anymore. I've got flaws, and it's time to accept my flaws. I am a good person. I might screw up sometimes. Okay, yeah, so I do screw up sometimes because we all screw up sometimes. And yes, I have royal screw ups in my life. And I've done some bad things. And even when I remember what I did, I can remember without holding a grudge to myself because I've forgiven myself. Some things are easier to leave in the past than others. Some days it's easier to leave it in the past than others. Today is not yesterday. I know what I could have done differently. I'm choosing now to not allow it to eat at me. I remind myself self-forgiveness is a choice. Self-forgiveness is a gift. Self-forgiveness is freeing. I give this to myself, even when it's hard, because blaming myself, reliving the guilt, can somehow make me feel better. But today I'm choosing to make a change. I can't change yesterday, but I can change today. The past is the past. And right now, I'm going to say it's no longer the present the way it was. The future starts now. I've got lessons learned, and I'm giving up holding things against myself. I'm trying something new. I'm giving myself another chance. I am releasing myself. I am showing compassion with myself. Life is going to be different now. I'm stepping away from judging myself. I'm done with beating myself up. I release the grip on the pains of the past, and I forgive me. I've admitted what I've done. I've acknowledged the choices I've made. And I choose to accept everything that happened and go deep inside myself and really, truly actually forgive me. I turn the page and I look at myself differently now. I show compassion to myself. I warmly let go of all the grudges to myself. I welcome healing. I face my fears. I face my judgments. I embrace a new path. I picture what self-forgiveness looks like in me and in my life, and take the first step to a life with self-forgiveness. I am a friend to myself. I am a good person. I forgive me, and I am free. And I encourage you now, if these affirmations brought up something for you, memories, tears, a readiness to free yourself of some chains that you've put yourself in, maybe write a letter to yourself to just share how you're feeling and to tell yourself that you're going to let it all go now and give yourself a clean slate. You could also have some kind of a ritual. Maybe it's getting a symbol of forgiveness for yourself, even if it's just a stone, a rock, a pebble outside that you're going to say, okay, this is what I would do. I'd throw stones at myself. I would not forgive myself. And now I'm putting this stone down. I'm not going to do this anymore. Maybe it's just telling someone you trust, someone who has that emotional muscle to be able to hear these things and hopefully relate as well, whether that be a close friend or relative or perhaps a counselor or a therapist. Those are my suggestions. Writing it down, creating a ritual, sharing with someone. And yeah, forgiving yourself may call for a 2-3 hour letter to yourself, depending on where you're at and what you need. But journaling can definitely be a practice that takes less than 10 minutes a day and give you huge benefits and huge transformations in embracing a new path and no longer beating yourself up, no longer judging yourself. I do encourage you to take my course on online journaling. It's called Journaling Pod, and you can find it at journalingpod.com. I include 12 guided journaling templates that help you reflect, and one of them is a letter to yourself, Dear Me. It's available in written form and audio form. You can use promo code FORGIVENESS for $100 off. So again, that's promo code FORGIVENESS, and you'll get $100 off the course. If you want to check that out, it's journalingpod.com. That's it for today's episode. This is Josie with Affirmation Pod, your home for personal development. Thanks so much for clicking play and tuning in today. Bye for now.